Can we clap it up for Nazbah?
Hi, Jack. The glitter's still like, you know, happening. Yeah, that's awesome. I was that person when I first moved to San Francisco. Okay, since we're bringing up ancestors, talking about people who have come before us, we also are ancestors in training. Just wanted to introduce myself in Navajo, really just out of respect for elders who are also here in the audience. Yeah, it's Nazbah in Shia. Ashin Shlomet Ani Bashes Chin look at Ned Dashachedo, Twitch eating Dashanella, what's our Sanchle. So I have a few pieces to read tonight, so hopefully you enjoy them. And the first one actually is a piece I wrote about some half-siblings that I didn't know about until I was an adult. And I've never met them, so this is a piece really just a reflection about that whole process. It's called Migrant Seeds. My mother sits with a blackened eye in our kitchen table, remnants of my father's drunken night. And she burns letters sent from Texas fields, a collection of brown seeds saved in words, sentences of another planting. Her angry flames consumes this harvest of news meant for my father's eyes only. Years later, she would tell us of this night. She burned stories of our unknown brothers and sisters after my father had passed. And as a child, I remember sauntering out into cold winter nights, thin aluminum coal bucket in hand, wishing I could fill it with stars instead of the obsidian nightmare of coal. I stand at my kitchen counter this evening, mincing memories of onion eyes, yearning to feed young artichoke hearts of lost siblings left to burn under the Texas sun. Slicing thin cabbage hearts open, cutting chunks of untold tomato stories, kneading a dough of questions I will never get to ask my father. In both places, I hear my father's hands, his muffled dirt-filled fingernails digging through the Texas fields, and irascible coal-stained hands grasping at the Arizona desert, picking choice potatoes like coal to warm the bellies of other people's homes. I wonder, did he also tell my half-siblings that his work in the fields was as unforgiving as his work in the mines? The same way his bad back, callous fingers, and dusty lungs told us each day he returned from the mines. There are brother roots in the fields, sister veins in the mines, unforgotten streams outrunning borders and flames, and this silver pen and crisp white pages lined with rows of hope unburdens my brown back, softens my hands, and clears the grief from my lungs. Both tell a legacy of hungry hearts. I think of my mother sitting in my childhood home and see how anger destroys the faces we yearn for. Yet I'm forever grateful for the kitchen table she kept full with stories. Unfinished. You of abalone heart, layered pomegranate laughter, and plantain tongue, become all at once a knot of syllables left yearning in the palm of my heart. Like a river stolen underground beneath soldiered earth, you evaporate tenderness. And we hold each other as older women only in memories of dreams unslept. And I write this poem tonight, the one I promised you every day, left undone. The next one's called Blood Moon, and I actually wrote it on the most recent blood moon. In our culture, we're not supposed to watch eclipses. We believe that it's a relative that is passed. So as with all of our ceremonies, and especially with burials and stuff, You remember the person as they were, and you don't see an open casket, you don't see where they're buried, you don't visit where they're buried also. And that's a collective process that we do. And so in this piece, I write a lot about the things that we're not allowed to see, but how do we give them life again? Blood moon. Tell me about the salt in my blood, of marrow thick as the slate faces of our grandmothers, fluted bone, silent and bending. Tell me about the iliac volcano, mumbling an ochre pulse, where this flesh expands beyond skin, hell in the memories of past lovers. Remind me of my spine, a stormy and jagged outline of sinew mountains, racing horizons across our backs. And you know my clay heart, the silt ravine of my ribs, undressing rivers. Tonight, you are a row eclipse, and my hands push petrified currents back into you until you spawn a white shell night. Blood moon, tell me how we night reverence. I have a couple more. This one's called June Nights, and it's about really hot June nights with a woman I recently dated. She also broke my heart. I know. You guys are so pathetic. June nights. You are all together, dark cheekbones, thick gaze, and whispered thighs. We, soft and tender shoots of limbs, womaning juniper lips, roasted husks of back, reaching yucca hair, blue corn-length fingertips, untangle the sunset. And together the slow burn of our flesh uncoils this night. We dance fire and Milky Way sparks a night chant of breasts. We trace our ember tendons, pull on sinew stitched into our backs, race salmon eyes across banks of jugular tongues. We warm the backs of words against stone clipped, and gift each other slick river rocks.
Yeah.
Until at last, hungry mouths braiding twilighting river brings us to the edge of the ocean where your spine tethers my voice.
Oh.
I was there, yeah. This summer solstice lengthens our throats and finds us harvesting a season of heartbursts. Yeah. And this is my last one. It's called Transitions. The last month of my life has been just crazy. Actually, I shouldn't use that word. It's been pretty confusing, pretty all over the place, just, yeah. And this is just me writing about it. What happened was I moved. We had a couple of audits at work, and then my best cousin passed away. So after everything settled, I sat down and I was like, I need to write about this, so this is what came out. Transitions, and I leave this with you tonight. Today is the day. Some seashore holds my hand as we walk and talk about the last 3 weeks. Loss is hard, I will say to the shore, and they will show me hurt as large as a crumbling sea cliff, where the ocean has claimed her stories once again, and they will say to me, I get it, I know where it hurts. moving and transitions.
Take your time. Take your time.
Moving and transitions are difficult and reasonable and constant, I will say. And they will show me how beautifully the waves pull a blanket over the shoulders of the sand, over and over and over again. And they will ask me, what was that you said about change? Work is overwhelming, I will say. And they will show me the simple and transparent task of a flower. Petals extended toward the sun, stem pointed down into sweet roots, leaves embracing all of our breaths. They will ask, what is your task here and now? Thank you.